Breathless, 1960 film directed by Jean-Luc Godard, starring Jean-Paul Belmondo and Jean Seberg. It is one of the prime representatives of the so-called French New Wave, and a film that plays with the ideas of a looser, more unfocused, more modern at the time film noir. The movie follows a small-time criminal who is on the run after killing a policeman. He's hanging out in Paris, avoiding the police and trying to convince an American woman who he fell in love with to run with him to Italy. Now, as I said earlier, it is like an unfocused, remixed, jumbled up spin on film noir. A lot of the scenes feel more like loose conversations that don't necessarily move the plot forward. And a lot of them are. Godard was apparently writing the script as the filming went on, often coming up with dialogue on the day of shooting. The visual language of the film is very interesting because, on the one hand, it contains many beautiful handheld one-ers following the characters around for longer periods of time. But on the other, it has this quick editing in many scenes with jumps between frames, making it feel like something is missing. Well, something is, because Godard's first cut was too long, and instead of cutting certain entire scenes, he would cut parts of each scene and then stitching them together imperfectly, creating these characteristic jumps that give the film a sort of quick and impatient quality, and would later become adopted by other young directors of the era. I liked the two central performances. I liked how the story slowly changes how we view the character of Patricia. She initially seems like a completely sort of innocent bystander, naive young woman, but by the end you realize she's a lot more shrewd. She makes her own decisions and can be ruthless even to Michelle. I will say though that it's definitely a cinephiles movie, which is to say, I think for a modern audience, I don't think it's going to be riveting. It's more interesting as a historical piece, and in terms of what filmmaking techniques it introduced to the art form, rather than for being a timeless story itself. At least that's how I viewed it, as a film that is itself just decent, but its importance and cultural relevance is bigger than its own quality.